welcome to The Real Life. I'm Doc, and I'm here with my beautiful wife, PJ.
Hey, you sexy mofos. Welcome back. This is Jessica Rich.
And these are Dolce & Gabbana.
The topic today is about
UAPs.
UAP.
Yeah. Unidentified aerial phenomena.
Unidentified area phenomena.
Yeah, we've been seeing there's a lot of yik-yak, a lot of chatter
in the last 2 weeks at least, more chatter at least. It's been going on since November, I think.
Yeah, it has. It's
like mid-November?
Yeah, it's been going on for about at least a month, maybe a month and a half, 4 to 6 weeks. A lot of people are anxious to find out what's going on in the skies. They looking at things. First it was their drones, and then it was drones the size of cars. Like who's seen that, right? And then it was orbs, and then it was more drones and more drones, and now it's gotten to be,
thousands.
Yeah.
All over
all over the world.
All over the world. We're seeing everywhere now.
We're seeing everywhere. Major cities.
It's been increasing.
Yes. And it started off, I think, in this country anyway, it started off in Jersey. And then it just spread, and they've seen them in California, Arizona, and they started off as just some strange lights in the sky. And then they got, lower altitudes where they were flying over just above the trees or at sea, coming up out of the ocean and going back into the ocean.
There aren't any drones in the ocean just popping up out of the ocean.
Nah, you ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the size of cars, that's a little strange,
Yeah, that's I don't know about that.
I don't know, man, but it's funny because people get scared and you wonder why people are afraid. And I think, some of it I can grasp because it's the fear of the unknown, right? If you don't know what's coming and there's something above us or around us that is so advanced that it makes us look inferior and weak as a race of human. But what if that's not all there is to it?
Yeah.
What if the fear is coming from another place? Because what if the fear is stoked by the propaganda?
Yes.
And that's the thing that hangs over your head and nobody's really talking about.
Right.
Because when you look at the Egyptians and the hieroglyphs and the drawings on the walls of the tombs, you'll see a lot of detail about extraterrestrials visiting and helping them build cities and helping them build their civilization. And then there's some that are ancient alien theorists that believe that we were seeded here, that another species more advanced than our own.
We meaning people of color.
Well, I was gonna go there. I'm everything black, so I mean, but but those ancient alien theorists think that this planet was seeded by another species that came from some other planet. Now, I know it sounds like conspiracy theory, but you have to think about, why is it the scientists know so little?
Yeah.
They know so little. They know very little about our oceans. Like 90 some odd % of our oceans hasn't even been discovered.
Yeah.
They don't know what's down there. Then you look at the Arctic and Antarctica, that hasn't been fully discovered. Or maybe it has and nobody's talking about it.
Maybe they don't want to talk about it.
Exactly.
Because maybe somebody has seen something that they don't want other people or the rest of the world to know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why, look, the government is quick to talk about all this other stuff that goes on. Why are they hiding this phenomena? Why do they call it a phenomena?
Yeah.
It's maybe because they don't understand, or maybe because they're afraid.
Afraid of what?
If another species came here to this planet and they're highly advanced, I mean, just walk with me down this trail, right?
Okay.
And you go down the rabbit hole and you find out that it is some truth to that, that they planted this organism that we are now here on the planet. And the first one that was here is people like you and I, black folk.
Yeah, which is
Right.
what we've been saying in my shorts.
Yeah. You look at the history of black people, that we were highly advanced, far more advanced than our white counterparts. Maybe the visitors are also black.
How did those images get on the pyramids
Yes.
and the hieroglyphs?
Yeah.
And they show UFOs.
They show UFOs, they show time travel,
Or what do they call it? UAPs now.
UAPs,
they
UFOs,
show it in the
whatever.
hieroglyphs.
Yes.
So that means those brothers and sisters that put those pyramids up were visited
By
before.
them. Yes, yes. And we're at this eclipse now where it's looking like it's happening again. It would put fear in the minds of those that think they are supreme.
Because they've been perpetuating this nonsense
Yeah.
about them being supreme.
Yeah.
And maybe there was some sort of indication that this would come back full circle somehow.
Right. So
And if it does,
what does that mean?
and those kings or gods come back,
Yes.
then that would be problematic for the people who put out the lies, not for the people that knew they were lies.
Exactly. So those that know their lies would be considered safe.
Yes.
And those that
Are
didn't know
afraid
or propagated
or
the lie.
not sure are the ones
Yeah.
that should be afraid
Yeah. Well, maybe
because they're not after
maybe
certain
they
people.
came to reset the clock.
Maybe time
Maybe
is up.
Maybe time's up. Because, there is a kingdom,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That was annihilated, and there's another kingdom that's supposed to come and overlay what is here today. I'm just saying.
God said in his own words,
Yeah.
my kingdom come.
Yeah.
So where is it coming from?
Yeah. Where's it coming from?
Where is the kingdom coming from?
So that's why I'm saying these visitors might
Maybe
be
they
coming
trying to set the record straight.
That's right. Maybe that's what it is, and maybe that's why they changed it, the narrative from little green men, because now those black kings came back and said, "Listen,
Those gods came back and said,
we're not green.
we're
Cut
not
that out.
greens. Cut that out and stop the lies.
Stop the lies."
We told you we were coming back.
I mean,
We knew we were coming back.
First of all,
We warned you.
what would make you think that we are the only living species, intelligent species, right? That doesn't even make sense. I don't even know why people would think that. That shows you how small-minded some people have, a small mind to just think that this globe is the only rock in all of space that has life on it.
Yeah.
That's just absolutely absurdity
Yeah.
to come to that conclusion, because you can't even explain how we got here to begin with. So if you can't explain that, then how can you possibly, say that the dictator of your thinking and your belief is that we're the only ones? In the grand scheme of things, our planet is so much younger than all of the other planets that we've seen, that we do know of. Even in our own wisdoms and our own scientific technology, we know that this is a young planet, in comparison. So that means there's other planets with other life that is far older and more sophisticated
And more technologically advanced
than this.
than this one.
Yes. So maybe that's who's here. The ones that made this in the first place. And they don't like what they see.
They are pissed.
And they are pissed.
And maybe they coming back with, okay, we warned you.
Yeah. We told you this was going to be a problem.
This is a problem.
Because you have to wonder, why is the government hiding it so much?
Yeah.
Think about this. They tell us about everything else, but they won't tell us about this, and they know what it is.
Yeah.
They're not hiding it because they're afraid that the populace is going to be alarmed to the point of, acting crazy. No, they don't want to tell us because they don't want us to interact with the truth.
Yeah.
That's really what's going on. They don't want us to make decisions on our own based upon the information that they have.
Yeah.
That's why they created all of these, false narratives to suppress the truth.
Right.
So this is really no different. This is an exercise of suppression.
And let me ask you something, my people out there, my brothers and sisters out there. If if this is true, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, this is a huge cover-up by the white race to call them little green men to scare the public and everybody because they weren't green at all, and they're these black gods coming back. Why would they do that? Maybe it's just to make you afraid along with these white people, because the white people know the truth.
Right.
That they're not here for us.
Right.
That they're here for them.
Yes.
And they need us to help them in their effort to
that
defeat
would make sense. The gods.
They want to make us afraid so that we could defeat the gods that came back to help us.
But how are you going to defeat a god?
You can't. They're technologically advanced. So what they would do is do what they've been doing. Changing the mindset of black people so that you could change the narrative so you could believe one thing when the truth is they're not against you if you actually black.
Exactly.
It's only when you're not actually black that you might need to be.
You
might need to be concerned.
What if they are solely against racists? Ooh, y'all folk gonna have a problem.
What if they know who the differences are?
Well, what if they know?
We've been saying all along.
Somebody's keeping records.
Somebody's keeping records. We've been telling you guys. So if you haven't been watching our videos, go back and revisit all our shorts and our videos.
Yeah, you'll see
We've been warning everybody that somebody's taking account of everybody's hearts.
To prove
why
that,
and what they've been doing.
To prove that, there is another congressional hearing they had talking about an intergalactic web. So there's a conversation that is going on interstellar from planet to planet to planet. They know about that too.
Oh, really?
So somebody is keeping record. They're watching and they're talking. They're discussing, communicating from planetary communication about what's going on here. So somebody does not like the status quo.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
If it's the original gods.
Yes.
That came back, or the original kings that came back, if they're the real kings and the real gods, then I would see why white people would be afraid. Because they've been lying to the whole world, and their lies are going to potentially be exposed that they don't own none of this, and you should be very afraid because they ain't here for us. I would say this, black people, if they're attacking you, they'll be afraid.
Right.
If they're not attacking you, then you aren't the problem.
First of all, I don't know too many brothers that's been talking about they've been abducted by an alien.
No, who's been abducted? Who's been the people that's been abducted?
I'm just saying.
It ain't our people.
It ain't us.
It's mostly their people.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
They said it was one black person, but how many of all those people abducted were black?
They ain't probing us. I ain't getting probed. You can forget that. Ain't happening, bro. And plus, black people we stay at the ready. So, I mean, I ain't worried about it.
If these gods, still hypothetically speaking though, if these gods were this advanced back then, and that far surpasses where we are today.
Yes, imagine where they've come.
They can't even figure out what they did back then. If white people can't figure out what the gods did back then, then how much further ahead are they? Because they still don't know how those pyramids are built.
So the pyramids were built what, like 6,000 years ago?
Maybe further, because maybe that's the only ones they want us to know about.
Right.
There's probably
we know
they
lie about everything.
They lie about everything, so it might be further than that.
Yeah, it might be further than that.
Let's just hypothetically use 6,000.
Yeah,
let's just go with that.
So 6,000 years ago, they put that etching on the walls of the hieroglyphs, right?
The hieroglyphs.
And they had intellectual prowess to build those structures, build those cities, build those water ducts, the aqueducts, and to have farming, sophisticated equipment and tools to actually carve those stones to that level of being smooth and precision angles and things like that, and then align it perfectly with the stars. The system.
Why would they align it perfectly with the stars?
Why would they do that?
Because they knew something.
Yeah, and then turn around and paint on the walls black people They painted them as images of black people. And in one of them I saw, it's many, but one in particular showed a man, what looked to be a man, sitting in a chair like this with a scope that came down against his eyes, like almost like a periscope, and had all this mechanical equipment alongside his chair, and had handles that he was holding like he was in a spaceship of some sort. They had this on a painting with the hieroglyphs on the wall, and they showed the planetary systems as if to depict he was jumping from planet to planet to planet. This was at least 6,000 years ago. And fast forward 6,000 years to today, not only do they don't know what that is, they don't even know how they did it. Back then.
So if they were that advanced 6,000 years ago, that whole thing about white people discovering flight is already out the door.
This is what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense.
We discovered it 6,000 years ago.
6,000 years ago. You can't measure the intellectual power of a black person against a white person. That's just irrelevant.
Yeah.
We know that we're way more advanced, but now you're talking light years in advancement.
Yeah.
Because they had to travel from one place to another to get here, and then turn around to put that out there on this wall, build these structures and leave, and then come back again now. How much advancement in technology are we talking? Probably millions.
Maybe millions, if not billions.
Billions of years of advanced technology.
Because they were able to go to all those other planets.
Yes.
And if they're able to go to all those planets, what we know on this planet ain't got nothing of what they know.
Nothing.
We can't even measure up. There's nothing we probably know. That we're probably like only a tiny fraction of knowledge of what they know in comparison.
That's why God said we're just a grain of sand.
Yeah.
Because we just a drop in a bucket to really what's out there. And I know some of you watching are thinking that, oh, they talking conspiracy. Nah, buddy.
Go out there and watch the skies tonight. If the government can't explain it to you and you can't explain it, I don't think that's a conspiracy.
I don't think so.
I think that's something you need to be concerned about.
I think the conspiracy,
if you are a certain color.
Yeah, I think the conspiracy is the government covering up what's really going on out there.
Yeah. Because they know. Because if they told the public those gods have come back for the black people, then the only one that would be afraid is anybody that doesn't align with black people.
Yeah, so that's the point.
So those people should be very afraid.
Right.
And that's the reason why they don't want to tell the public, because if they told the public, then these white people would be running around committing suicide, killing themselves.
Let's just throw something out there, just for the sake of argument. What if it was Akhenaten?
That's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend.
Whatever, man.
That's my boyfriend.
Whatever.
Okay, can I just say this real quick? If it is you, Akhenaten, I love you, Akhenaten. Just want to throw that out there. Okay, but
what if Akhenaten came back and he flew back with his guard? And he's got his military, he's got his ships, he's got his drones, he's got his people. He landed here, got off his ship, and spoke to the heads of state, the president, the Pentagon leaders,
certain high-level people
whoever.
in the government or something?
Yeah, I'm just saying whoever.
Yeah.
You know, the people behind the people behind the people.
Yeah.
Whoever.
Yeah.
And let's say he spoke to these leaders and he told them, you have X time to get it right or we have a problem. Give it up. And he says, I'm going to go away and the clock starts now. Do you actually think the white folks would tell us?
No.
They wouldn't tell us.
They wouldn't tell anybody. White people would be running around with like chickens with their heads cut off because they know they've been lying all this time.
Yep.
And they don't want the white people to look like they're weak. So they wouldn't tell them.
So they wouldn't tell us. So that's what makes me wonder where this conspiracy is coming from.
Yeah.
See, it makes me think that if the only reason you conspire to do something is you're trying to do it behind someone's back because the truth is too potent
to let out.
It isn't because you'll cause fear in black people, because if Akhenaten looks like me and he comes back and he's talking to a white man, and he's telling him, this is not what I ordered. You are messing with my folk, and I'm coming for you. And you got, I don't know, let's say 2 years to get your act right. You got, 300 days. Not even
whatever the time frame is.
Whatever the time frame is, 2 months. I don't know. But what if he says, I'm sick and tired of this foolishness. I let you run amok for a while. It's a wrap.
Now time's up. And if he comes back, it's gonna be let the games begin.